Well, hello everyone. Alright, welcome to my shop. Today we're going to get back on this 1949 Chevrolet 3100 pickup truck that has a 1954 235 engine that's been slightly modified and bored out to 244 cubic inches. As I did a little hints before, we're going to do a modification to this thing and perhaps get a little bit more out of it. So stay tuned and let's get busy. And any of you souls that are still with me after that, I'll give you one more hint of an upcoming vlog. I had an aftermarket provider approach me that are going to want me to try out one of their products on the Chevy here. So I'm going to be doing that probably in the next number two or three episodes from now, or vlogs. I'll tell you some more, but right now I don't know the full details of it. We're still in the talking stage. So as I find out more, I'll let you know. But that'll be upcoming, and it should be an improvement on this engine as we have now. Well, all right. I've made a few hints about this, so I guess I ought to get right to it. My package come in today, and I've been communicating with the aftermarket provider. And I'll show you what I got, and we'll talk about it. Get that out of the way. And let's see. A little bit of paperwork that I've already gone through some. Let's see here. A flamethrower coil. Very hot, okay. And a new distributor, an electronic distributor designed to work with the Stovebolt series of engines. It's a flamethrower electronic ignition distributor with the adjustable stop, and it's the flamethrower 2 coil, high power coil, I guess. And they did not include any plug wires, but this is good enough to get me going, and I'll tell you here who the they is. Alright, if you look there, you can see the electronics of it. You see it says igniter. Have you guessed who it is yet? Alright, let's unbox this coil and take a look at it. 45,000 volt. Okay, that's cool. Let's see here. It's good, and it's black. That'll go along with my color scheme. Alright. Marked correctly. Alright. Even comes with its own instructions. Alright, good deal. Put that like that. Alright. And here's the paperwork that came with it. You ready for the big reveal? There you go. Pertronix. And there it is. Some of the paperwork that comes with it. Documented pretty good. It's not specific to the Stovebolt engines, but it's a good general that'll actually work with anything. All right, as some of you may or may not be aware, I had a 72 Volkswagen Carmen Ghia that had the 1600cc engine that I went with a CompuServe electronic module to do away with the points, and it worked fine for the couple years I ran it before I traded it for the 49 GMC truck. Well, according to their website, they own or make the CompuServe modules too. So if this Igniter 2 is anything as good as that, I should get some good service out of it. All right, it comes with some really good instructions, and it's got this this little kit with it, and basically it comes with 3 different sets of springs that controls the rate at which the mechanical advanced flyweights expand out and at what RPM. And they're color coded. They're silver, looks like brass colored, and black. And it comes with the silver pre-installed, which is sort of in the middle. So that'll allow you to play with the advanced curve if you so desire. And it also has limiters that you can put on the and they're rated. There's I believe there's 3 different sizes that'll limit the amount of maximum advance that they will spread out. So that's pretty good too. And then you got some terminals. So that's the kit. You know, it's a shame I don't have one of those Sun distributor machines, because I could really dial this thing in. But I think at this point I'm going to run with the silver springs that they ran, that come pre-installed on it, and we'll go from there. Like I'm saying, the instructions are pretty good. There's some bolded type that which to me it's kind of like the bold or the red that's in the Bible. You really want to pay attention to it. And in this case it says not to use it with the solid core spark plug wires, and that's what I'm running. So I've got a set of HEI type plug wires coming as we speak, and I have another set just laying around here spare I just discovered, so that shouldn't hold me down. But that's a big highlight. And also there's a highlight right here, and it says the drive gear is steel, hardened steel, which is also similar or the same as melanized. So I've done some research on that, and I'm going to pop up a graph that's going to show what the cams material are made of, which determines what gear you should be that the cam should be turning on the distributor. Now in 1954, well here's that graph now. We're all right, we're back. Now in 54, Chevrolet and earlier Chevrolet used like a steel cam. So a steel drive gear was used, and after 54, it was 54 solid lifter truck engine used the steel gear, and the 54 Chevrolet, the car engine that was a hydraulic lifters, it used the cast iron drive gear. Now, according to all the information I've got, and I'll post that up here as a little caption. The Pertronix, according to this, is the hardened steel gear, which is also the same as the melanized. And here's the gear here. And according to all the information I can gather, that the hardened steel or melanized gear can be used with the cast cam. So I don't see a problem running that. But I also happen to have another distributor that I tried in my 235, and it wobbled, so I didn't. I decided I wasn't going to use it, and I just rebuilt the stock one. But the gears look almost the same. Right, here's the flamethrower, Pertronix flamethrower on the left, and here's the aftermarket rebuilt 54 distributor on the right. And as you can see, the gears look the same. And I ran this for probably all during break-in and testing of the cam, and I didn't have any problems with it. I probably got maybe 500 to 1,000 miles before I decided I'd redo the stock one, because that was it was just wobbling, and I didn't like the wobble. But anyway, I'm gonna do some measurements to make sure on the tang, and from here to here, and from here to here. This is adjustable, the stop, which is good. Alright, the next step is to find top dead center on number 1 plug. And there's several ways to do it. I believe in the easy way, so I'm going to let compression blow that out when I spin it over, and I know it's getting close to when it should go. You can do it by hand, but I still got real good compression on this engine, and I found out if you don't, you know, it's a shame. These, like I said, my fingertips are just shot on my left hand. So, wow, he won't come off, did he? Right now, I just want to see how far I got to. Well, it's almost lined up. I should be able to spin that by hand. I'm going to try to, because he's got to come to here, and he spins clockwise. Let's see if I can spin it by hand. Alright, I didn't show the procedure because the camera was, well, I knocked it over. So it wasn't any good anyway. But if you notice, I made a mark a long time ago on my distributor. So the tip of the rotor is lined up to number 1 there, okay? And we'll come down over here, and I hope you can see that. The pointer is on the line. Now you see that white dot just to the left of the white line? That is the normal stock 235 BB timing setting, which is 2 degrees after top dead center. Well, this engine's modified, and so that white line is true top dead center, or UC, I think they call it upper center, that's etched on the flywheel, but that's top dead center on cylinder number 1. And we're going to set the distributor in off that, then we'll adjust the timing. Alright. Normally, if you're removing the distributor just to install the points, or make it easy to install the points or anything like that, you would loosen this screw right down here and leave the vacuum advance assembly attached, and you can just slide the distributor out. But in this case, since I'm not reusing the vacuum advance or the distributor, I'm going to remove this octane adjustment bolt here and lift the whole assembly out. Alright. Alright, so 11/32 is the wrench. I won't be, actually I could have taken it loose up here, because I won't be reusing that. Alright. I'll attempt to. I'll loosen this with my fingers. Alright, here we go. The tang will be pointing that way also. So we'll just unplug the vacuum, and out she comes. And there's a bunch of oil on it. And look at that, that's a steel gear. That's the original gear that came on it. Now, see, this is an aftermarket cam. So the possibility that the cam is the steel, is forged steel, is probably not. I mean, I think the 261s were cast, and this is probably a modified 261 cam, unless they cast it a brand spanking new. I don't know what the aftermarket does. I'm gonna see if I can look down in that hole and see what the cam gear looks like. I doubt you can see, but it doesn't look eat up or anything. It looks okay, best I can tell. Of course, I'm not seeing the whole one, and I'm not going to spin it. So I believe we're all right. We're going to go with it anyway, because if not, I mean, the gear on the this 54 distributor that's in there stock has been running in it for a little over 3,000 miles now. I guess I'll know if I lose spark. Okay. All right, before I put it in, I'm gonna get a rough estimate. This is the distributor I just pulled out, and that's the flamethrower right there. All right, from that plate, the vacuum advance plate, loosen that up. He just doesn't hardly slide, does he? All right. There we go, right there. Looks like it's about 4 5/8. 4 5/8. So, get 4 5/8 here. It'll be about right there. But I'm not going to snug him. What I'm going to do is just kind of snug him, not tighten him. I need 2 hands. Don't do it that way. All right. I don't want him too tight, because I'm gonna do some adjustments while I'm over there in the truck on the engine. Otherwise, everything looks pretty close to being good. All right. First thing you want to do before you go to put your distributor back in is find out where the slot in where the tang of the distributor fits in the oil pump. And if you look down there, it looks like it's at about 11 o'clock, 11:30, somewhere around in that vicinity. So that'll help when you get to line everything back up to install it. Alright, let's see if we can get this thing down in there. Find out where my tang's at. I want my vacuum to go point towards the front. My tang's at about 11, which does not help with my #1 plug. I want more like that, so I need to turn it almost to 12 o'clock. Alright, let me get a screwdriver. You can turn the oil pump to do that. You don't want to get too crazy, but you can turn it. Turn real easy. Alright, it's almost at 12 now. Like that. Not meshing. That gear is not meshing with my cam. Alright, let's do some more checking. Alright, we got to the bottom of why this was hanging up. See this thing right there? There was an O-ring, and this O-ring is what was keeping that distributor from dropping down in there. So let's try it again. Make sure you got your tang lined up, and the rotor is going to rotate counterclockwise. So once you get your gears stripped in, I want this aimed probably around that away. And there, that's over too far. Alright, I want my number one. Maybe where he has to go, because he really engages there. Okay. So I'll have to put my number one right there. He's really down there. Turn it, make sure it's engaging. Alright. Close over. Real close. I really want it pointing this way. Let's see. Let's try that again. Go another two. It's just not going all the way down. You just don't want to go that far. You know why? I'll tell you why. Because it's the tang in that oil pump. That's it. So we're going to spin him. So he comes in right there. We're going to spin him a hair more. I want him where I want him. There. That's where I want him, right there. And just to double verify. Now, I've not tightened that clamp up down there yet. All right. Okay. I'm getting a light. I can move it around. That vacuum can clear that. Okay. Oh, my vacuum line spread a little there. Yeah. Okay. May have to get another vacuum line. Okay. Now I'm going to spin my clamp around. I'm going to be able to get to that adjustment there, because that's here. You know what? I'm going to center that, because that's going to be kind of a pain to work that Allen wrench in there. It may not be. I don't know. We'll see. It'll be a lot easier to tighten and loosen it there. So there's two ways you'll be able to adjust it. Either with the Allen wrench down here, and I'll show a close-up of that here, or with the the standard octane adjustment right here. Okay, I'm gonna get a lock washer for that. Be right back. I've decided to use that the half-inch nut that formerly did the octane adjustment to do the timing, because as you can see, this is a pain to get to this. Make sure we're centered. Get moving tight. There should be plenty of adjustment there. If not, I'll come up with plan B. Make sure that clamp is good and tight. Alright. Don't want him coming loose. That should be plenty of adjustment right there. Now I had to bring that out this way so it'll clear the draft tube, which is now my PCV tube. Okay. All right. Well, let's get the distributor cap. All right. What I've done is I've allowed enough adjustment to where I can I put a dot right here that lines up to number 1 on my plug wire, and I've got my rotor button pointing directly at it. So that timing will either, it'll be close enough to where I can get started and running it, get it running and get it warmed up. Then we're going to time it to max advance mechanical vacuum. Alright, so I've got it somewhat tightened down there. And I should have enough adjustment to get it forwarded. So now we're going to go ahead and get our wiring done, and we'll go from there.
Good. Fortunately, I'm going to have to loosen my old clamp to get the coil replaced. Alright, let's get the instructions. Now they included the two eyelets to splice to these two wires, but I don't want to open that package yet because it has the springs and everything else. So I'm going to just use my own, but just note that they do include the electrical terminal connectors to splice onto these to hook to the coil. Tell you, it's hard with these fingers. I tell you, you just don't know how much you use something till you don't have it anymore. They look like they're about the perfect length. All right, we'll see. All right, since they provided eyelets, that's what I'm gonna put on. So, looking at my instructions. Alright, the red goes to the ignition, and black goes to the distributor, or the negative. Alright, so I'll come around. There we go. The red goes to here. That green wire is my coil, is to my tack. Okay. Out of harm's way. All right. Now let's wire the plugs in. I'm going to use these HEI wires. Guess I ought to put that #1 plug back in. Oh, I don't know if you can see, but the timing, look at that. It's right on the curvature of the electrode here. That's exactly where you want your timing at. So, of course, that's only after about a couple hundred miles. See, I think these are solid core wires. Let me see. Well, I can't tell. I'm gonna guess they are. It's bolted. Do not use solid core wires. All right. So let's see. Number one. See, what's my longest cord? Well, this is just temporary anyway. So this will go to number one. He's not going to want to stay. And he's incorrect. These wires aren't going to work. Son of a gun. Alright. Alright. Either I'm going to have to take a gamble and use what I think may be solid core wires, because these HEIs will not work. Okay. I have ordered a set of solid core wires. Of high energy wires to fit this. But I don't know when I'll get them. Should I gamble? See, I don't know what these are. They don't say anywhere on them. Well, I guess I'll wait on the correct plug wires. As much as I hate to. I don't want any premature damage done. Alright. Well, I can hook this up for now. This was split. Alright. We'll continue when we get the plug wires in. Alright, it's the next day. Plug wires has come in. And to bring you up to date, what I did was I forgot to do this while I was recording the installation of the distributor. But I pulled it back out and I greased up the gear. I wanted it to have a good coating of grease where it meshes in with the cam gear, so it won't run dry until I get enough oil circulating around there. So other than that, and I've adjusted it a little bit more to where I've got it on probably firing on top dead center around in there. So we're going to now install our plug wires and get ready to fire this puppy up. We'll see if we can't get it to, won't shake too bad. Here's your firing order. Let's see right there. 15, 36, 24. Yeah, we'll put them where I can see them. All right. There we go. Probably clean them up a little bit. Yeah, okay. One, 5, 3, 6. I already got it swapped. 1, 5, 4. And 4. That's why you double check them, boys and girls. All right. 1, 5, 3, 6, 2, 4. And with my grease, that's all right, I'm down a bit. All right. And then of course the coil. All right. About to start this dude up. The moment of truth. We'll start it with the vacuum on it. I'm gonna let it warm up some. It's probably retarded quite a bit from where it was setting. So we'll let it warm up while I get my timing light set up. Okay, I've got the initial timing now set at 12 degrees advanced at idle, and I'm trying to get me a smooth idle at about 650 to 700 RPM. So let me see what my snail gauge tells me. Shift my light over a little bit. You can see there's the RPM that I'm shooting for. And we're looking at the Snell gauge. I don't know if you can see it, but there's the red. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and center him more. All right, so he's right on that center line. He's right on that center line. So both these carburetors are balanced good. And I'm sitting there at about 650 plus or minus 20 RPM, which is okay. We should not have any vacuum signal here. As you can see, I did not drop in any RPM. I'm not feeling any with my finger either. All right, that's good. Now I want to see what it is at max mechanical at 3,000. You probably can't hear me, but at 3,000 RPM, I'm looking at 27.1. And that's all right for now. I'll be back when it gets a little quieter. Well, this light may be overwhelming it, but you can see right now I'm sitting at about 680 RPM, and it's really a whole lot smoother than when it was at 640, 650. So I'm going to leave it there, and I'm also going to leave that timing like that. Now I can advance it if I want to more, but I felt like with the stock distributor, well, let me see, I'll get right back to it. Test. So far, so good. I'm not feeling no hesitation, no missing or anything. I'm gonna have a big hill I'm gonna climb here in a moment. Let's see what we got. I was hoping to hit it rolling. Alright, going up the hill. Oh yeah. No valve clank. No hesitation going up under load. How we're going to cruise here, we're doing about 1100 RPM, 30 mile an hour. It's about what I did with the other distributor. Nice smooth transition. All right, give it a little gas, see how it acts. Traffic's starting to pick up. It's going to be hard to show all my tests here, so I'm getting here close to traffic. But if anything major hits, I'll document it. But so far, road test is good. All right, I just got back from probably about a 15-mile little run. Put it under load going up a hill. I ran up to 60. And I even cruised around a little bit at 30. And right now, it's really set good and it's running real good. As a matter of fact, I need to run it some more to be 100% sure, but I'm going to go ahead and say that
I've gained 100 RPM. In other words, I'm doing 50 mile an hour now at 2,800 RPM when I was at 2,900 RPM with the OEM distributor and setup. Now, granted, I've got an electronic distributor, I've got a new high power coil, I got new plug wires, okay? But it's still the same plugs, still the same carburetors, still the same ethanol gas, and I've actually dropped 100 RPM, so that's pretty good. I'll know more when I can get it out. Right now the traffic's picking up too much, people getting off work and everything, and I couldn't really get it out there to run it some. And I don't like to run in traffic, if you know what I mean. But anyway, so the bottom line is, with this Pertronix Flamethrower 2 high voltage coil, Pertronix Flamethrower electronic distributor ignition, and this Pro Series plugs, I've got I was able to drop my timing from 13.5 degrees at idle down to 12, and my 3,000 RPM, what used to be my maximum mechanical advance, from 30 degrees at 3,000 RPM. Now with this distributor I'm at 27.5, and it feels like it's got more power. So anyway, I'm pretty happy with it. Of course, now longevity, that'll be the thing. I ran it, you know, I idled it pretty good. I got up pretty hot, so that distributor heated up, and I was out there running it hard. So I'll know more as I go, but at this point, I'm going to give this a thumbs up. So far, I don't see any leaks around the distributor, no problems. Everything seems to be good. Well, anyway, I like it. So, if you like this kind of stuff, you like to see an old feller, I would say old fart, but I'll say old feller. You like to see an old feller work on old trucks and old tractors and other old machinery and equipment, do a little gardening, well, give me a thumbs up and give me a subscribe. Won't cost you a thing, and it'll help me out with YouTube. Give me a comment. I'll try to answer all of them. Don't if you make a comment and I haven't got to you, well, sometimes YouTube is pretty late in giving me notifications that I've got a comment. So anyway, leave me a comment and I'll try to get back to you. So thanks for watching, and have a good one. We'll see you.